So I've heard some men say, don't come to the UK as a dependent, so don't depend on your woman. They will fall your hand. They will send you back to Nigeria. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chinemerem. If it's the first time on this channel, hello, you are most welcome. Please do to like this video, share and subscribe to my channel. And if you are a returning subscriber, you are amazing. Thank you for coming. One of the most difficult things in this UK process is being a dependent. Whether a tier 2 or a tier 4 dependent. As nice as a UK dependent visa may be, yeah, it may seem to be a bit difficult in some sense. So you guys, in this video, I'm going to tell you guys things I wish I knew as a dependent, whether as a tier 4 or a tier 2 dependent. I've been dependent on both visas. So I'm going to tell you guys things I think you should know as a dependent, especially in this Japa season. You guys, have you heard? Premier Academic Consult is running some promo at the moment. If you want your application to be sent to any UK university for you, you can contact Premier Academy to do that for you free of charge. Did you hear that? Free of charge. No fees, no commissions, no service charge. But we don't know how long this promo will last for anyway. But all we know is that at the moment, Premier Academy is going to be helping you apply to UK universities for September intake totally free of charge. Just send in your documents and your applications will be sent to the universities or to your university of choice. The importance of using an agent to apply now, especially now that there is this rush, is that those agents will follow up on your applications. They will definitely call the universities on your behalf, because imagine you calling from back home, that would cost you money, and you know it won't be very easy. So their job is that from here they would call, follow up on your applications, because right now universities take up to 3 months, 4 months, 5 months to even give a response if you don't follow up on your applications. But if they help you follow up, you get your feedback on time, then you start making your plans on time as well. So it's best for you to contact them now and start your process. Like I said, it is totally free of charge for now. University application and student visa application, all these things packaged together free of charge. Now you guys, let's continue with this video. So there are things you should know as a dependent. Yes, so many things you should know as a dependent, especially as a tier 4 dependent. Although it applies to tier 2 dependents as well, but tier 4 dependents, you should note these things before moving, or if you are here already, you should note these things because they will really help you. The first thing I didn't expect as a tier 4 dependent is that if you've got kids, at some point you will be a mom and a dad. Yes, all in one. You're going to be the mother, you're going to be the father. Depending whether you are a man or a woman, it doesn't even matter. In this country, at some point as a dependent, especially as a tier 4 dependent, you will definitely sometimes be the mom and you will also be the dad. Reason being that studying in the UK is not easy. People think because the system is okay, you have the facilities, therefore studying here will be very, very easy. I know it is easy because there are things that will make life easy for you. But studying in itself in this country is not easy. Moving newly to this country, at some point you may struggle academically because you will have to fit into the system, but before you get integrated into the system. That means at some point the dependents may have more work to do. You, the main student, will have to focus on school at least for the first few months, while the dependents will have to take care of everything, work and rest, everything in between. I know a man who came here with his family. He came as a dependent while the wife is the main student, and fortunately the woman is pregnant and she has to go to school. So imagine the man was like, is this how this country works? He came from, you know, Nigeria. Back home you would always have house help that would help you, but this man just came into the system and he's taking care of the kids, taking them to school. And sometimes the wife will come back from school and she's tired because she's pregnant, and you know the man will have to take care of, cook for them, you know, do other things. And the man was like, what? I didn't expect this, honestly. Yeah, so if you are a man and you're going to be the dependent, let me tell you now that sometimes you have to do all those dirty jobs, you have to do the clean jobs. I heard something that a man said that changing nappies and going to the kitchen is a woman's job. It's not an African man's nature to do these things. Well, if you have that mindset, you have to change it if you're coming here as a dependent, especially tier 4 dependent. It is what it is. Also, on days when your main applicant is working, you have to stay home as a dependent and take care of the kids. To women, it may not be an issue. Of course, we've always been shouldering those responsibilities. But as a man, you may struggle a bit, but then that is how the country is. So if you're coming here as a male dependent, the advice that at some point you're going to be a mom as well. You do all those mommy jobs that you'd normally not like to do, but you have to do them because, of course, number one, they are your kids, and number two, if you don't do them, no one else will. Second thing you need to know about being a dependent in the UK is that at some point your life will seem stuck. It will look like you're not moving forward, you're not moving backward, you don't have any progress. And this is also especially if you are a tier 4 dependent. And say for instance you came to the country and your plan is to work and pay your main applicant's tuition fee. You will see that you can't even do anything for yourself. You cannot, go to school if you want to. You cannot do so many things. Why? Because you are stuck with making money and paying for your main applicant's tuition fee. You are trying to take care of the kids if you have kids. It will seem as if your life is like in a circle. It will be as if, my life is stuck. But don't worry about that. It's just a phase. It will eventually pass, right? It's just a phase. But I know at the moment or when you are going through that phase, you will feel really stuck. You will feel like, I didn't plan this or I didn't expect this. Don't really feel too bad about it. You can start doing one or two things from home if you can. Maybe start doing some businesses if you can run them from home. You can start doing some online things like, something to be making you money. I'm saying this from my experience because I've been a tier 4 dependent and I've been a tier 2 dependent. So it's more like my experience, right? So yeah, sometimes your life will feel like, it is stuck like this. But don't think about it that way. It's just a phase. It will pass with time. The third thing you should know, especially if you are a male applicant, a male dependent, is that some men feel or some men believe that you shouldn't come to the UK as a dependent. Yes. So I've heard some men say, don't come to the UK as a dependent. So don't depend on your woman. They will fall your hand. They will send you back to Nigeria. Some men feel if you come to the UK and you depend on a woman, they can, decide anything. They can send you back to Nigeria or to your country whenever they feel. Well, I don't think it's a woman thing. I've witnessed some experiences, but I don't think it's a woman thing. I think the fault should be from both parties. I think it depends on the person you are married to. There are people that have had issues and they've had to stick together, but there's some people that have had issues and they've had to separate ways. But this is just what some men think. They always say, don't come to the UK and depend on your woman. She will decide what she wants to do any day and she will send you packing. But this is not generally true, Sha. It's not generally true, Sha. It depends on who you are married to. And people have their way of, thinking about this thing or judging these things. Although for me, I don't believe it's totally true. But if you've had this kind of bad experience, I don't know, can you share with us in the comment section? Do you think it is wrong for men to come to the UK as a dependent on their women, or you think it's a good move? The fourth thing you should know when you're coming to the UK as a dependent is that if your main applicant should mess up somewhere, somehow, and they recall his or her visa, your own visa will also be recalled. You cannot have your main applicant's visa recalled and your own visa will be left, even though you have not done anything. That's why if your main applicant is misbehaving, be calling the person to order as the dependent, because if you cherish where you are and you cherish your visa, don't allow the main applicant to go and misbehave. You have to leave the UK together the same day, the same time. Well, if you stay beyond the day you've been given, you may be classed as an illegal immigrant. The fifth thing is that I've had people ask me these questions. As a dependent, can I move to the UK before the main applicant? You can't move to the UK before your main applicant as a dependent. You would have to wait for the main applicant to come first before you would move. That's why sometimes if you're running late on your visa and you don't have money, you'll be advised to let the main applicant move first, and then you would definitely join the main applicant later. But moving before your main applicant is not obtainable. Life may seem to be a bit easier for you then if you are still single. Well, single, married, yeah. I mean single, if you don't have kids. Yeah, it may be a bit easier for you, especially if you have to pay your tuition fee. The dependent will have enough time to work and balance up. Also have more time to work as well as the main applicant. But when the kids starts coming, that's when you start thinking about, how do I do this? How do I do that? Then finally for me, I think coming to the UK as a dependent or moving to the UK with your partner as your dependent is a factor of understanding between you both. And in our background, we know that men should be the providers and women should just be in the kitchen. But things have changed and times have changed. It doesn't mean that your man shouldn't be the provider. What it means is that when you have the opportunity to help, or if you have been put in the place where you have to be the main provider for a while as a woman, take it up as your responsibility. It's not going to be lasting forever. So for me, that's what I feel. I think coming to the UK UK as a dependent is a factor of understanding. It depends on your understanding, your compatibility, and finally your foundation. If your foundation is loose, you will have issues. But if your foundation is strong and in Christ, of course you will not have issues. Even if you have issues, or you may have issues, right, but it will just be normal issues which you can sort out. Then also remember that if you come to the UK as a dependent and for any reason you feel, I'm done with this marriage, I have to leave, you would also have to leave the country, because some main applicant may decide, well, I am no longer married to this person. What that means is that you have to leave the country as soon as possible. Now you guys, that's about this video. I hope it helps. Remember, if you're looking to apply to study in the UK in 2023, you should kindly contact Premier Academic Consult and they will help you with your applications totally free of charge. Until I see you guys again in the next video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. To take care, stay safe, and bye.